Alright. Good with y'all, Foster Gamma, Foster Gamma. We back. We back. We just make sure that my mic's good. Hold on, I got like an error going on here. Great, so now I can't see the screen. So that's just perfect. My Twitter screen's not working. Let's see if anywhere else is working. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. All right. So for the most part, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, I got it working. So in case y'all said anything in the chat, y'all might have to repeat it. And with raids, I can't see them, so you have to let me know. But we're good to go. We are good to go. Where was I with this?
So you see this thing on the bumper sticker of their car. Then what?
If they were really into it, and I think they were, because that line is too obscure for them to be fakers, then I feel like I should tell people to warn them. That thing is dangerous.
Warn them? Dangerous? What do you mean?
I found their car parked at their house after work.
You followed them?
They were easy to track down since the town's not too big. I mean, what they were getting mixed up in was above their heads. They looked like normal college kids, not even people into the occult or anything like that. Probably read some spell online and wanted to try it out, like a lot of people who come into this town. Only I knew from the saying that they had read the real stuff, and I was scared. For everyone.
What's scary about some kids making potions and playing witches?
It's real. 4 dead kids prove it.
So what were they doing?
Sounds like they were messing around with something that caught on fire and exploded.
Possibly, yeah.
Hmm. Alright.
I've heard the rumors. Well, people thinking all sorts of nonsense occurs up there. Satanic rituals and other just nonsense. I suppose there's probably a hint of truth to it if you think about it. You and I have seen all sorts. All sorts. Doing their mischief up there. Arriving there in their caravans with their sigils of Baphomet patches and mall-bought trinkets, reciting a bunch of things they read on the internet. I'd like to know what percentage of...
Let's try rumors first. Oh. Let's try something. Oh. Hmm. I didn't try Jeep. Let's try Frozen. Oh. Hmm. I think what else?
That line on the bumper sticker. I just recognized it. It's a saying, an old saying.
What else we got?
5 branches of a pentagram and 5 victims. Seems like the spell worked.
So, you think it was suicide?
I didn't do pentagram. Or did I misspell pentagram? I don't think that's how he spelled it though. He spelled it some crazy type way.
So you see this thing on the bumper sticker of it.
5 branches of a pentagram.
Yeah, no, I spelled it pentagram.
5 victims.
Ooh, had a little burp there. My bad. Wait, did I use the word 5? Okay.
Look, again, you know why you're arrested. I don't want you to play dumb with us. What did you get up to last night?
How am I under arrest for murder? I haven't done anything. I told you I don't remember anything. Nothing happened.
Okay. Let me tell you what I know, because we've been...
Hmm. Let's try the key of John again. Uh, key of John.
So what's this diary page they grabbed?
Oh, we call it the Key of John.
And what's the key of John?
Who is John?
The key. A document hundreds of years old, stolen by your victims 2 days ago. The document refers to a man called John Van Persie, an early 16th century explorer from the Netherlands. He met indigenous cultures all over the world for the first time, gained a lot of knowledge on how the world works.
So was he a witch, or as you call it, a warlock, that sort of thing?
No.
What just happened?
But he met many.
Why is my shit freezing? This is weird. It was just like it's just freezing.
Many spiritual and gained their trust. They gave him some of their writing to take with him. They knew having it as far away from them as possible would save the true usefulness of their work from being uncovered. He took it back to the old world.
So, you do a spell, incantation, ritual, whatever. You do some stuff on the hill, say some stuff in your house and stuff like that, but what's it all supposed to do?
Well, in this case, the key interprets the part of the game book as originally intended. It imbues the enchanter with newfound windows into the world.
Newfound windows into the world.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to ask for an explanation for that.
Knowledge, power. Your kind would call them abilities.
I don't think I did powers yet.
We've gone over the preliminary timeline of events based on the coroner's findings and our own. This is subject to change, of course. Basically, we're ruling out robbery now since nothing seems to be missing. Still could have been an attempted, though. Okay, so we think the intruder came into the house in the front And this could be anywhere between 12 and 4 a.m. since the bodies have been dead for several hours when we arrived this morning. Maybe even later, we think. I mean, we know most of the students were in the back in the living room when the initial attack began. Forensics so far hasn't helped much, which is odd considering they're supposed to be the national experts from Seattle. Maybe not. There was a lot of blood in that room. The window shattered, indicating it was quite physical. There could have been a
I didn't do blood. There we go.
We ran a lot of the blood we found at the house already. The blood matches the victim's type so far with no foreign blood identified. With Heather and the blood and the skin found underneath her nails, it's all coming back as AB negative.
AB negative. That's pretty rare around here, right?
Yeah, so I'm thinking with any suspects, we draw their blood, and if it comes back AB negative, we have our murderer.
In theory, I guess. Can only do that if they're arrested. But it could be worth pursuing.
What's that nail, not bell? Hmm. Let's try Heather again though.
At that point, pulled out my gun, called out once again, identified myself as an officer of the law, and that backup was en route. I called for backup on my radio at that point, but now we know it didn't go through. The house was dead. It was very quiet, almost peaceful. It was pretty eerie. First time I'd ever seen anything like that. I don't know what I expected, but it was odd how quiet it was. I froze. Everything was frozen in time in that room, it seemed. Wasn't expecting the silence. Bizarrely, there were white sheets over everything. The kids. Yeah, there were sheets spread out. White sheets everywhere.
The kind you put on furniture to keep the dust off when you're gone for a while? Is that what it was?
I only know of little old ladies that do that. Elena's parents, the homeowners, are in their 50s though.
They've been contacted, right?
Yeah, we broke the news to them. They were pretty upset. They're coming in town now.
Did you ask about the sheets?
Not yet.
If you're trying to keep the furniture clean, you would only put them on the furniture usually. Is it possible the kids brought them from school or got them here?
I don't know. No idea where they came from. We can probably find it though.
They were burned up a little too. Must have got fire. Maybe it was whatever exploded, the bomb, or the candles. I'm surprised the whole house didn't catch fire. Must have been an eerie sight walking into that.
Red, white, and black. All over. Not much else for color in the room.
Hmm. We'll try peaceful. Fun porch. I'm gonna spell porch. Yeah, I'm gonna spell the shit out of it. Why I thought I saw A?
What all goes on at the Festival of Fire that you've been to?
The cops, you guys patrol it, you know.
That wasn't where I was going with my question. We're aware of the event.
Well, away from the fun and games, there are some places in town that celebrate in different ways.
How so?
People think it's the night to do stuff, try stuff. One night of the year.
What do you mean, like drugs?
No, I mean, that too, kind of, but that's not what I meant.
What do you mean?
They try stuff. They're more open to stuff. Having fun and serious stuff, like witchcraft.
Witchcraft?
Yeah, like spells and stuff. It's kind of what this town is known for, you know.
Really? That's what the town is known for now.
Partially, yeah.
The Black Moon. Ah. You know quite a lot more than I gave you credit for. Yes. It's important in my field. In scientific terms. It is an additional new moon in a season. A moon lit from behind in full shadow. Invisible to most people on Earth.
Most people?
Yes. Most people. We also call it a shadow moon.
Okay, so what's so special about this black shadow moon then?
The various stages of the moon cycle are important for many reasons. Practical uses like gardening and spell casting. Or just being when the barriers between our worlds are at their narrowest. That can have its advantages too.
And here I am doing my spell casting on Sundays during Dance Superstars. Well, anything to avoid having to watch.
I like the routines.
I ain't tried berries. Here we go, got a new one.
The Festival of Fire. My favorite. The West Coast's finest come from miles around and descend on the town like locusts. Look, I get it. People like to dress up and play make-believe. But there's a time and a place. That's called childhood. My big problem with it is all of my neighbors who act normal 364 days of the year, but then come out and act like some big blessing on the town that must be revered. You already get Halloween the next day, so do we really need to drag this out for another day? Hop on your broomsticks and...
That didn't work.
At that point, pulled out my gun, called out once again.
We'll need to turn the lights down. We need to see all central lights. Tell me what you want to know.
Will my phone work? The students.
I'll contact them. Look down. Look through the table. Try to see the floor. Layers below the floor. Each one below it. Past the floor. Keep going. Past each layer. What do you see? You go further down. Beyond. Further. It's all cold. Down. To the center. We're almost here. Darker and darker. Further. We're there. They're here now too. We've come for knowledge. The knowledge of who extinguished the spirits in the mortal realm of Emily Thomas, Brian Watson, Gregory Sims, and Alana Morgan.
Also around.
Speak to me as I am one. We ask of you what is asked before us. Guide me to the light and through the truth. Guide me to the light and through the truth. Guide me.
Maybe I put them by full names now. $170, $724. I did not try Jerry's Garage, huh? Bro, why they keep... I feel like it's some bullshit.
So what's this diary page they grabbed?
Oh, we call. I know what you're wondering. If it's really possible.
That was fun. Spooky. Like a real life horror movie.
Okay. So we did your song and dance. Now, what did the ghost tell you, Ruth?
Demons, right?
I sensed there was an evil nearby, not demons necessarily. How close, I can't be certain. What exactly it was, I don't know. That could mean it or they were in the room, or the building, or somewhere else. I'm not that experienced with the process.
Well, it would have been nice to learn some names. Still, this makes some nice footage come to court time. Is this even admissible in court?
No, I don't think so.
I'm sorry. I'm new to this.
Right.
There was something blocking me. Something stopping it all.
Too bad.
But right before I was cut off, I saw two faces. Officer Colton and the girl. They were whispering together in a police car before the events that night. She warned him about what was going to happen. She was asking to be rescued. That she couldn't know if her plan to hurt the others was going to work. To be pulled from the circle. And then 3 other faces there that night. A mirror, all gaining extraordinary power.
Wow. That's real. That's what you saw?
I'm sorry, Len. I feel lightheaded.
Have some water.
That's one explanation, I suppose. Or maybe their ghosts are just saying, yeah, Ruth. Who knows?
I tried circle before. Maybe I gotta do his actual name, like Colt. They're not making this easy. Three faces.
Strange day.
Strange couple of days.
Yeah. Can't say I've worked many cases like this one.
Yeah.
It's not making it any easier with the technical problems we're having.
The equipment being on the fritz?
Yeah. It's like, I just wish one thing would go at least right on this case.
Things are going all right.
Yeah, I guess. You think these electrical problems are normal?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's just kind of odd that they didn't happen before.
Yeah, I think it's more of a case of the weather we've been having this week, but I agree. All this stuff's been happening since we picked up that Caleb guy. We know what he gets up to.
Yeah, but he seems in a daze too. Definitely what he's saying isn't too reliable. But I hope that everything we recorded is okay. We can go over the footage.
Sure.
Let's make a point to do that.
See? There goes again. Who knows what the spotty powers cause our electrical systems to do? Could have the occasional tech issue.
Like a glitch? If the recording's too messed up, we can still talk to them while they're here. Or we can bring them in again.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Let's work with what we have now, though. We can look at the tape later. I'm sure it's fine.
Glitches can be pretty weird too.
Yeah.
You ever slow a glitch down in a video? Most of the time it's nothing. But every once in a while,
Every once in a while?
it messes with your head.
Can't say I've had that experience.
Yeah, they have not made this easy. We'll try knife again.
The victims in the living room, or at least from what was discernible, possibly indicated someone had mutilated the bodies while they were living, or as corpses. There were remains, blood, everything, strewn about the whole room, aside from two of them. The photos show exactly what we came across. I just can't imagine why or how they could have ended up that way. Unclear if there was a struggle in the room at this point. It looks like the window glass was shattered or blown out too. The preliminary timeline is being formulated.
Wait, do you think someone shattered the windows from the inside, or something blew up inside the room, killing them?
Deliberate shattering seems unlikely, but we can't rule anything out. Maybe an explosion went off. Sure. I don't know.
Maybe there was a gas leak in the house, but fire damage was minimal, maybe from the candles. There were knife wounds and gashes too, so someone must have done that to them up close and personal.
Yeah. I guess we just don't know yet.
We'll need a swab kit, please, for hands again.
Well, what is it? Is it the smoking gun detective?
Actually, no. It's the blood test results of the knife. Inconclusive status. Not seen that before.
Let me see that. What's that mean? No blood.
RSID came up negative, and Hematrace did too.
Let's run it again. Or try the luminol.
The tests they did were more accurate, but we can run it again.
Maybe the machine's broken. Or send it to Seattle. They have better equipment there.
We can try that. They also did a general ID test, and it says foreign matter unidentified for 14 to 32 substances found on the knife. The rest are dirt, fibers, foodstuffs. No blood.
Yeah, let's run it again just to be sure. Let's get this guy back to do our wellness exam.
Hmm.
I don't feel like I'm on anything.
Wellness is positive for everything under the sun. The report looks like a friggin' rainbow.
It's not that. I've actually heard of it. Place in town people go to party, right?
It's a state park on the site of a historic former naval base and features one of our state's most dazzling natural landmarks on the whole Pacific coast. But sure, it's the place people party at.
I went there once, a long time ago. It was from before.
Before?
Yeah, I think I remember something else. This isn't my first time in town. I was here about 15 years ago.
I bet.
I left home. I came here to check things out then. I think I went there one night.
Came to check out the scenery, did you?
I think so. I don't know why. Probably just wanted to come to the West Coast. Live out here for a while.
Did you meet anyone? Remember where you lived?
No.
Okay.
Talk us through the memory then. How do you know it was 15 years ago?
Actually, I just remembered it was 1997. Bill Clinton just became president again. When I started heading west, hitchhiked and stopped in a couple of spots, moved around for a bunch of months.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
We've got such silly names for places out here, don't we? Do you know they call us the City of Dreams? Funny. I have such trouble falling asleep. What with the gulls and other creatures constantly keeping me up. Good thing I have Ken to keep me safe. Ascension Point is what the Catholics, the Spanish, called Point Hudson before. And before that, Sanya Mas by the natives. It means, I see you. I've always felt a special connection to Dangling Rock, Detective. It's quite a spiritual place. Calming, I've found. Now the tourists have ruined it. Kind of like the kids. But you can still find moments of serenity there, occasionally. But overall, our town is quite nice and pleasant. Don't get me wrong.
What we got? So it looks like we got boats and shit.
Do you ever go to Dangling Rock? Spend any time there?
Oh, I like to go sometimes. Alone, mostly at night. When there aren't people around. You can look up at the stars. Or find what you need right in front of you. It helps to step outside yourself and get clarity sometimes. Your kind has always been wary of it. Why do you think the fort at the point was built? There were no active military threats at the time. It seen no great battles, never will. See, the natives understood the rock's importance. They respected it. And when you don't respect it, well, the fort has quite a large graveyard.
That's what I thought I seen. Natives in the graveyard. This is the rock.
Oh, I don't know why there's such a large graveyard at Fort Corden. Us civilians aren't privileged to such information. Why don't you go ask the government? I'm sure that will be quite fruitful.
Right.
Fort.
Fort Corden, such a big fort. One of the biggest of its kind. It was only built relatively recently. As well, at the turn. Apparently built to protect the coast. Not sure from whom, though, at that time. The British, Spanish, Chinamen, Russians, Canadians, not sure who they were so afraid of. Do you know?
I don't. Do you, Mike?
Now, the official line was that it was for coastal defense. I'm not so sure. We can be so afraid of our own shadows sometimes instead of embracing them. And then, what? It became a facility, a prison for children. Oh, excuse me, a rehabilitation center for troubled youth, 17 and under. And a few escaped, never to be heard from again. All the while, we now know the military never left, and that they kept the cistern underneath, dreamed. Who knows what they were doing down there? And that they kept the cistern underneath. They kept the cistern underneath, drained. Who knows what they were doing down there?
Bro, I look like one of them insane asylum Jones. What we got next? Well, damn. Prison.
Barbaric place. Better than the great public asylums we had to house the mentally troubled, but not by a long feather. And for children, too, essentially. I suppose some are in a rush to be adults. But there were always stories of young people arriving and never to be seen again. Who knows? Likely shuffled out, aged out to prison, but some hopefully to better places. Likely many disappeared in the system. Doesn't take much, I suppose. We can be quite cruel as a society to those mentally unsound or different.
You ever been underneath the fort? Fort Cordon?
Underneath?
Yeah. The cistern.
Cistern?
It's a big open enclosed area, usually underground, where they held a lot of water. Back before they had plumbing systems, they could store water that way. At the fort, they made one to hold water in case of fires. I wonder how often it got used.
So you ever been there?
Kinda sounds familiar.
Go into a lot of underground storage tanks?
Okay. So I've been there. A bunch of guys I was with broke in one time. I didn't know they had broken in until after.
Nice. So how did that go?
Alright. We just checked it out. It was dark as hell, so we couldn't see much. The sound in there was weird. It was huge, and we got kind of lost from each other without any lights. I kind of just stumbled around for a while until I found my way out.
Anything else happen?
No. I mean, not really.
Not really.
No.
Hmm.
Come on, Caleb. You're being cryptic again. Your amnesia's
For real.
returning.
No, it's hard to explain. When you're in a big empty space like that, that's pitch black, your mind starts playing tricks on you. You start hearing things, seeing things. Maybe it was just the people I was with.
What did you see?
Nothing. Just heard strange sounds. And maybe some lights. But it could have been the space. It's got a ton of echo, and maybe the light deflects weird somehow. Part of
Okay.
the fun of going in, I guess.
How long were you separated from the others?
I found the door again in like 30 minutes. Everyone was waiting for me.
You were stumbling around lost for 30 minutes down there?
Yeah. I guess it was longer than I thought.
What did they say when you got out?
They hardly noticed. Some people laughed, I think. Then we all left.
The cistern underground seemed to be an obvious facade when it was built. I mean, come on. It was meant to be filled with water in the case of a fire at the fort, to then put out the fire. But it's far too large a space for that. There are tunnels people have found and gone down in all directions, which they claim don't exist. There's a lot of unexplored areas as well. They've carved up the entire point, and I doubt they've actually found anything. At least, the rock next door is still in place. Can't imagine what would happen if it fell over. They dug all those tunnels and built that strange bunker on top. They cut their nose off to spite their face, always going against the grain. The area is really a spiritual and positive place. And they've gone and done that. I don't understand it. I've been down there once. They opened it for a public tour a few years ago, which have, of course, stopped now. Musicians have also come to record there because of the acoustic properties. They seemed fascinated by how it sounds, the large space. I think it's all guys, though, to hide what they're really doing down there. Investigating the site, or who knows what sort of experimentations are going on down there into the area.
Can we talk for a minute, please?
Excuse us. Well, we've got some news.
I'm here. Wide awake. Tell me.
We got her. The survivor, she's pulled through. She's being brought down now.
Good.
Nice. I got it, y'all. I did it. Give false props. Bunker. Order. Alright, let's see what we got here. So this is Heather. Heather Gardner. $1:59 p.m. Huh? Wait a minute. These times aren't adding up. Oh wait, I didn't see these here. I just started paying attention to this shit, yo. So y'all see where my cursor's at? All these have to be filled. I didn't peep that.
Alright, go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Let us know if we can get you anything. There's coffee, water, something here on the table for you already. We really appreciate you coming down here before you leave town with your parents. We understand you want to go back home and receive care there. Sounds like this is your last stop before leaving.
I just want you to find out who did this and to feel safe again.
Well, you're safe in here now. Again, we really appreciate you coming right from the hospital and that you feel strong enough to do this so soon. We have all the equipment set up for you to tell us what happened, so we'll ask a couple questions and then we'll get you on your way. So please, you're comfortable as much as possible? Okay. Let us know if you need to take any breaks or are in pain at any time. So tell us, what happened 2 nights ago? You mentioned wanting to find out what happened to your friends. You don't know? Take us back first. What happened all of last week? You arrived in town then, right?
A week ago, we were finishing up finals. Brian and Alana had been talking about wanting to get a place for the summer and asked if I wanted to come along. It sounded better than being bored all summer down south again, and they said Emily and Greg were in already too. This is before we even knew about staying at Alana's. Emily and Greg were just up for doing it. That's what I loved about them. We finished up our finals, packed up some stuff, and then came out here. Alana said her parents usually left the keys in the mailbox. It was her family's summer cottage they owned. She had been coming up here ever since she was young. We were just looking for a place to stay for the summer. Away from school, home, people we knew, where we could just let loose and have fun. We heard the town had a couple of bars and miles of beaches along the water. That's all we wanted. It was going to be really fun. So we got here. The keys were right where Alana said they would be, and we moved in. We didn't have a lot of stuff. Figured we could get most of it out here. The house itself seemed really old. Kind of sad in a way, or creepy. Overgrown and dead plants. Peeling paint. I guess they didn't take care of it too much. There were no modern plugs in the place, just the two pieces kind. And all the light switches were the old push button style too. You know, no Wi-Fi or any other modern conveniences. We were going to have to use data for our phones all summer, or go to a coffee shop, which was going to be fine. It wasn't costing us much after all.
Okay.
Last week was fun for the most part. We go to beaches during the day, went kayaking, hiking in the woods. I looked at a couple places to get a job too, and then we went to that stupid rock thing. I think Brian and Greg jumped off of it. They kept trying to get a picture just at the right moment when they were jumping. Thought it would be funny, one of those pictures. Then at night we'd have fun too. Go to bars or just stay at home. And then that night happened. I can't believe it was only 2 nights ago. It seems like it was longer now.
You've been through a lot.
It was just another normal night for the most part. We went to the bar downtown after stopping by the festival. I think the bar is called the Lantern. We had never been there before. They had some group playing with a female singer who was really good. Not really my type of music, though. So we stayed there for a while. Emily and Greg wanted to stay out and go somewhere else. But it was past 1 and last call was coming up. Plus it was pouring out, so we decided to head home and hang out there. It's not a far walk from downtown. So we came home and played some cards. At around 2 to 2:30, things were winding down. Alana said she was going to bed, and the rest of us were still up listening to music and playing cards. So we're all talking, playing cards, and we look over and this guy has just seemingly appeared in the doorway to our room. We didn't hear a knock, didn't hear the front door open. He was just there. He didn't say anything. He just stood there. We were all kind of quiet when we saw him, just totally unexpected. Immediately, the guys got up and asked if he was lost, and Brian said that he had to leave. Greg was kind of drunk and rude to him, threatening him a little. We shooed him away out the front door, and he walked down the sidewalk and out into the rain. We were all kind of shaken up somehow. I guess it just surprised us. We thought we must have left the door open or unlocked and he wanted a place to stay. I think we had all had enough then and decided to call it a night. We all went our separate ways and were going to bed. But he must have come back after that. Around 3:30 or 4. Yeah, at 4 a.m. things got really hectic. Right before 4, I was in the front room by myself, cleaning up the cards and other stuff. Brian and Emily were in the living room, I think, doing whatever, hanging out. Alana was sleeping, I think, and I don't know what Greg was doing. Maybe he was getting ready for bed, or maybe he was in the kitchen. So I'm cleaning up the table, and I hear a loud thump on the ceiling above me. The living room is directly below the main bedroom, where Alana was sleeping, so I don't really know why it sounded different, but I stopped what I was doing for a second. It was just kind of unexpected, really, and it had been a weird night. I think I figured it was Brian getting ready to join Alana to go to sleep. Maybe he was getting changed or something. but it was a loud thud. Kind of made the stuff in the room vibrate a little. I didn't hear anything else though, so I didn't think about it again. I went back, picking up the cards, putting them away, and then I hear and feel what sounds like an explosion, followed by the sound of glass shattering, a lot of glass shattering, falling, hitting the ground, all from the back of the house. I might have even screamed right at that second, because it was so unexpected. I can't remember. It wasn't a bassy sounding explosion. The most distinctive sound was a really loud crack, and the house shook. Stuff turned off for a second, and then came back on. This all happened so quickly, but somehow it seemed slow too. The details are really vivid though. So I heard the explosion sound, and I don't know what to think. I'm frozen, it just really took my breath away. And then I became hyper aware of everything instantly. I made about 2 or 3 steps to the door, which was closed, about to see what happened. And I make it a few steps, and then the door opens right then. Not fast or slow, it just opens. And then it was that guy again. That same guy. But this time he's smiling, looking at me. And he had these horrible teeth and this horrible looking face. It was like the wind got knocked out of me. My legs were like jelly. It was like a body blow or something. I fell on the ground and screamed and said, "What are you doing here?" I called out for help for Brian and Greg, anyone. The guy didn't move though. He just kept standing there in the doorway with that stupid look on his face. I called out again for help, I think. I got up, maybe asked him what he was doing there again or what he wanted. I remember being really scared though. I threw some things at him, missed, and he took a few steps towards me. I decided to run, charge past him. I ran straight towards him as fast as I possibly could. I was going to get by him no matter what, and I did. I think I hit his arm as he tried to grab me, but I went past him. I hit the front hallway and went straight back to the living room. As I ran past, I remember someone standing in the room that I caught out of the corner of my eye. It didn't seem like any of my friends, though. They didn't seem to fit somehow. And I was just going, so I didn't get a good look at them. I was running full speed, scared. I burst into the living room, and immediately I got hit in the mouth and head hard. I don't know by what, maybe a fist or an arm or something. I remember flashes of the next couple moments, in pain, crawling, trying to get up. Someone was around me, and someone screamed, and then I blacked out. I don't remember anything else after that, sorry. Apparently you guys found me there in the morning or something.
Okay, thanks. Is there anything else you can tell us? Is there anyone you think could have done this?
No, I don't think so.
Do you remember anything about the guy in the house?
He seems like a homeless guy. Big coat. I can't really remember.
Remember any details about the other people?
I'm not even sure I saw them.
If we give you a suspect photo sheet with photos of different guys on it, do you think you could identify them?
I could try.
Okay. Let's do that. How about at the bar? Did anyone seem threatening there? Or at the home? At the house? What did you do earlier in the day? Also, we can pause for a moment if you want to get out of your hospital clothes and change. Might be more comfortable in here. It's kind of cold.
Okay, that sounds good.
Press really focused closely on Heather's first-hand encounter that night. Her recovery was so soon after was surprising too, to say the least. Probably fucked it up. But yeah.
Can you tell us more about what the guy you saw in the house looked like?
Just like a bum. Like old dirty clothes, a big jacket, dirty skin, ripped shoes, kind of hunched over, but a about my height, maybe a little taller.
So you didn't recognize him?
No, I don't think so.
Did you notice if he was wearing a hat?
Oh, yeah, it was one of those wool hats, a beanie thing.
What color was the beanie?
It was dirty, but I think it was red. Or wait, no, violet. No, it was purple.
Okay, thanks. And he couldn't have been invited that night, maybe by one of your friends?
Maybe, but I don't think so. We wouldn't hang out with someone like that.
Okay.
He's violent and dangerous.
Let's try something else. Here's a bunch of photos with potential suspects. And we'd like you to circle the photo of the person you think most resembles the man you saw break into the house at 4 a.m.
Think really hard before deciding.
Okay. That's him.
Okay, thanks. That's our man then.
Tuh.
Earlier we walked through the festival downtown briefly. That festival of fire. We had some food and then went to the bar pretty early. At the bar, we just sat and had our drinks and listened to the singer. It was totally fine. I mean, we were laughing and joking while she sang. I think Alana recognized her. Said it was her neighbor.
What did you guys have to eat or drink, I mean?
I can't remember. The drinks were red. I think they had some drink cocktail special that night. Their own thing we didn't eat.
And anyone you think that might have been angry with you there?
No, I don't think anyone was. But I remember Brian saying a couple of nights before that there was someone trying to pick a fight with him outside of the bar we were at when he was smoking. I think it was just a guy thing though, them being macho or whatever. But I don't disagree that there is a little bit of animosity towards people not from around here. The whole local versus whoever thing. I just decided not to buy into stuff like that.
Do you remember what the guy looked like who had a problem with Brian?
Yeah, do you remember them?
No, not really. It was just some kind of drunk guy who lived here. Youngish, wearing a hat, a baseball hat. We were at the bar on the corner of 3rd and Main. The guy's friends were pretty apologetic and were trying to calm him down. He didn't seem dangerous, really, just drunk.
Okay. How about anyone else? Did anyone else threaten you since you've been here? Or anyone else in your past? How about friends? Did they have any enemies?
Oh, wait, why'd I do that? I've done myself for that. Let me make notes of this shit. Said Dinger.
I don't think I have any enemies.
And the others?
I'm not sure. They were all really good people. We had the best year of our lives this year. We're going to graduate next year, and we were so excited.
You sure? About the enemies. No one mentioned any problems recently? We've been trying to help you out and have been interviewing locals, suspects, and other people yesterday and today. Your friends, did they have good families?
Let's try the Morgans now. Oh, looks like we got something new about Greg. There's a lot of shit about Greg.
Yeah, the house wasn't ideal, but it was a good location, close to downtown, and we honestly didn't care that it wasn't that nice. We did find a dead animal in the basement.
Dead animal?
Yeah, the guys took care of it. It was right after we moved in. We were looking around when we opened the door to the basement and it stunk. Craig pushed me in, closed the door, and held it shut and locked. He thought it was funny. I thought I was going to faint from the smell. I was banging on the door, but they didn't open it. There was definitely something dead down there. The whole basement was creepy.
Do you remember what it was? The animal?
No. I think Brian said it was a small thing, like a possum or a squirrel. I think he said he couldn't tell. Obviously, it had died a little while ago.
Do you remember what happened to it? I mean, its body?
No, I think Brian threw it away.
Could it have been a dog?
I don't know. Maybe? I don't want to think about it. I blocked out most of my memory about it. The basement was just so creepy.
Damn, shout out to all the people following. Appreciate y'all on Twitter. I know me, I'm just trying to grind, keep it copacetic, keep it real. Alright, so next video. My God.
Well, Brian and I had our past. Alana was Brian's girlfriend now, but Greg and Emily really held everyone together. Greg was a jokester, a good friend, someone who could always make you laugh. We had been friends ever since freshman year. He had this really infectious, really deep, like a belly laugh that would get everyone laughing with him. Sounded kind of funny, actually. I one time got really sick sophomore year and was in bed for a few days, like over a week. And he came by just as someone from my favorite cartoon growing up to cheer me up.
Wow.
Yeah, he actually went out, rented the costume, memorized the lines, and then came by and did this funny part from the movie and changed it up too. It was hilarious. It was just what I needed.
Did Greg ever do anything to piss you off? Make you mad? Did you guys ever get into an argument?
No?
And Emily?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, not that I remember.
Were you ever jealous of their relationship? Or Brian and Alana's?
No?
And you had no problem coming out here to spend the summer with your ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend?
No, we were all friends. Really, really close friends. Emily was my best friend. I was excited to spend the summer out here.
Hmm.
I loved Emily. She was just a really kind person. Someone who would do anything for you. Anytime. She and Greg were the perfect couple. They'd been dating ever since freshman year and they met in the dorms. She one time picked me up from this party back home that I was at and I wanted to leave and didn't have a ride. She drove all the way from her parents' house out to where I was without even asking me why I needed to leave. She was just really, really great like that. The friend that will be there for you no matter what.
What sort of stuff did you do together?
Oh, this and that. Like I said, we go way back. From being awkward freshmen chasing boys, deciding not to go into sorority together, or just meeting up and gossiping. Normal stuff. We like to go shopping too. We had a punk phase, goth phase, chic phase. Tried a bunch of looks. Watching movies. That sort of stuff. Normal stuff.
Normal stuff. Gotcha. Did you say goth phase?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. It's kind of hard to picture you in dark clothes and black hair.
Well, we would just go to the mall and buy stuff. Trinkets.
Trinkets?
Yeah. Like this ring.
Oh. I was going to ask about that.
I still keep it because I like the design. Emily had one too, but lost it, I think.
Okay. What else happened during your goth phase?
Nothing. I mean, I think we just liked the look. We went up and did a couple of dumb spells off the internet, but nothing ever worked. In our punk phase, we tried skateboarding and stopped once we fell so many times. We were covered in bruises. The chic phase, that was us spending way too much money on clothes and makeup.
Wow, so you're really good friends.
Yeah, we were.
Marker. And the ring. Or is the marker there just to show us like we called that shit a trinket. So let's do trinket first. Cool.
It's a silver skull.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Black eyes. Spooky. Where'd you get that then?
Back home.
Where are you from again?
Down south. Aberdeen.
Sounds like you were pretty scared that night.
It really was. I think it clouded my memory.
You ever been that scared before in your life?
Never. No. It was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Didn't you and Emily try some witch stuff in the past?
I mean, yeah, it was just kid stuff. And it wasn't for very long. I think I mentioned her and Greg were more into it.
When you met up and did stuff, I mean, during this time, what sort of stuff did you do?
Stuff we read about on the internet and books. Love spells and potions. Cursing people. That sort of stuff. But none of it ever worked.
None of it?
No. Like I said, it was just a short time. We stopped because none of it ever worked. It's not real.
Did you think it was fun anyways? Did you guys ever meet up and just watch a scary movie together? Do you like horror movies, books, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I guess.
Ever try to scare each other? Maybe play a prank on each other?
Yeah, I guess.
So, you do kind of like to be scared?
Yes, but not like this. This was different. This was like this. This was
Scared.
yes, but not like this. This was different. This was real.
The fuck? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the darkness just gets to me after what happened.
It's understandable. Hopefully that goes away soon and you can recover and try to live a normal life again.
I think you'll overcome this. You're strong.
Thanks. I hope so.
You will. So, tell us more about Brian, as you were saying.
Brian was a great guy. He was smart, he had a good future, played on the lacrosse team. He was just a really genuine person. What's going on?
It's the damn power again. Don't worry, it'll come back on in a moment.
I don't like this.
Just hold tight. It's only last a few seconds. See? There we go.
Damn power.
I'm not dating anyone currently, no. I haven't dated anyone since last year when I was dating Brian. I've just been really enjoying being single, focusing on myself and school.
Would you describe
Cap.
him as having a dark side at all?
Dark side? No. I mean, he played lacrosse, which I always thought was pretty violent, but nothing else. No.
Okay.
So, it was a normal relationship?
Yeah.
So, tell us more about yourself then. What do you like to do for fun?
For fun?
Yeah, like, what are some of the things you like to do? Hobbies or anything else? Whatever.
Go out, watch movies, read. I sew stuffed animals.
You sew stuffed animals.
Yeah, I have one. It kept me company at the hospital.
It's really good.
It was demonic.
What sort
No,
of
okay.
animal is that?
My own. Oh, and I also like ice cream. Making it, eating it, whatever.
Can I see it? Whoa.
Bro, this ain't the most demonic looking shit in the world. Is that a camera?
Did you see that? It moved on its own.
What do you mean?
No, really.
I didn't see anything. Maybe I hit it with my hand or something.
Did you see it move?
I didn't, no. I was just looking at these papers.
I just saw it move on its own. I swear.
What are you even saying right now? Maybe she hit it with her hand, or the paper moved it. Maybe these days are getting to you.
I don't think so. That was not normal.
Okay, whatever.
Look, we can review the tapes.
We can. You should do that. Maybe take the rest of the day off or something.
I'm not dating anyone currently. No. I mean,
So, what do you yeah, like, where's
yeah, I have one. It kept me company at the hospital.
That's it's really good. What sort of animal is that?
My own. Oh, and I also like ice cream. Making it, eating it, whatever.
Can I see it? Whoa. See it?
Eating it, whatever.
Can I see it? Whoa.
Well, I look like he moved it though. It looked like he moved it, not her. I think he was key.
When we got off the phone, Mr. Morgan said that you had a key to his house. Is that right?
Yes. Just in case they ever got locked out, that sort of thing.
Interesting. You could have mentioned that before. Kind of important information.
Didn't know you'd want to know something like that.
The house was locked when we arrived.
You don't think I had something to do with it, do you?
We're not saying that.
Good. That key is likely sitting in my bureau where I left it after I got it. I can take you there and we can check.
Nah, we believe you.
And besides, I'm only this big. I mean, how much damage could I possibly do to that many people?
I only met Alana last year when she started dating Brian. We weren't really close friends, but we had been getting closer. We actually had a class together and shared notes. She seemed like she really liked Brian, and I think he liked her. They seemed to get along really well. In terms of our friendship, we liked different things, but still got along. And I think it helped the friendship. So I'm going to miss her.
Oh wait, tweaking. I forgot the name of what's the name of this place? It's like something circle. I'm try to fucking games.
Greg wanted to go to that store that day, the witchcraft gothic one. I wasn't really into it. We went in and looked at a bunch of books on the racks, some of the jewelry, and the little museum section. Honestly, we were looking for the stuff they had in the display, the old creepy things. And when we looked back, Greg was arguing with the store owner. She seemed really nice before that. Now they were yelling. Greg wanted some books she claimed not to have. Some family thing he really wanted to look at.
Was the book called Grand Rock Mythology?
I think so. She gave him a copy, but he wanted to see the real thing, I guess. She finally went to the back room and got it. He looked through and then asked for some other stuff.
What sort of other stuff?
A different book. It had a bunch of papers in it. He got angry. We weren't really sure why. He just kept demanding them. Eventually she brought something, kept demanding papers in it. He got angry. We weren't really sure why. He just kept demanding them. Eventually she brought something out and he looked at the book, and then before we knew what was happening, he took a piece of paper and left for the door and told us to follow him.
What paper did he take?
I don't know. He was just ranting about the store owner. She obviously bothered him because she wouldn't help him.
Sounds like she helped him. Did it look old?
Yes.
So, something Bruce had, or created.
Probably.
And the book. What was it called?
I don't remember.
Do you remember what it looked like?
Yeah, it had light blue on the cover and some ornate design.
Why did your friend rob the store? From what you said, he seemed like a nice guy. Why not buy the thing?
I don't know. I don't think it was for sale since it wasn't out.
Your friend robs the store, right? And you didn't know anything about it, even when you left with him, right?
Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing that it was a robbery. By the time we walked to meet him at the front of the store, he was on the way out. He had some old piece of paper which I didn't notice at the time.
Oh wait, I didn't ask about the festival, right?
Is there anything else you remember at the bar? Like what you had to drink? Did anybody get food?
No, just that the drinks were red. I do remember that for the fire festival thingy.
Good.
Not especially. Kind of weird. I mean, okay, nothing special.
Okay, thanks. I guess we can double check on that.
Toxicology in the bodies would have brought something up.
True.
But no one ate anything, that's for sure. We were still pretty full from dinner. We had burgers downtown.
Where was that at?
Barbecue Depot, I think.
Alright, thanks. We'll take note of that.
Barbecue Depot.
You ever been up to the hill, state park?
Yeah, like I said, we went up there a couple of days ago, last week. Emily and Alana and the guys really wanted to go. The guy jumped off of it, and Brian actually kind of hurt his leg when he landed and vowed to get revenge on it. It was pretty funny. Said he wanted to come back and push it over. Emily and Alana wanted to see it too. I thought it was amazing, not what I was expecting.
The site? The rock?
Yeah, it's a beautiful location. And the most beautiful I've ever seen with the water and the hill.
Did you happen to go up there for the bonfire later? Where they light the statue up?
When they burnt the big straw man? No. We watched it from outside the bar. Everyone was cheering when it went up. But it's not really our thing, so we stayed downtown. Alana had been up there before.
Did you guys do anything else during the festival?
The guys did one of the shooting galleries. We shared an elephant ear. We also tried to guess what was in the bowls and the boxes. You know, the ones where they cover the boxes and they have spaghetti for intestines, peeled grapes for eyeballs, that sort of thing.
That must have seemed pretty tame, comparatively.
Yeah, the whole thing seemed like it was more for kids and families.
I know, my family loves the Festival of Fire.
Alright, let's move on.
Let's try the Jeep. Yep, here we go.
The only other thing I can think of, besides everything else, was when we arrived. Greg had some trouble with his Jeep, so right as we were getting to town, he took it to the mechanics. He wanted to have someone look at it just to figure out what might be wrong with it and maybe get an estimate. The guy there wasn't threatening necessarily, but was kind of weird.
Weird? In what way?
He was just kind of odd. Was staring at us, at Alana.
Did he say anything?
Not really. It was just kind of a vibe.
Was this the same guy in the hat that attacked you at home?
Maybe. The guy at home was dirtier though. Like he hadn't showered in a while. I think he was wearing different clothes.
Okay. Let's try and get Jerry from the garage in the line again. Give us some more details.
Okay, I can try.
Yeah, come to think of it, the guy in the house might have been the same stupid guy from the mechanics. One of the guys who worked there, I think, but both of them were idiots. We just got a bad vibe from them right away. I've been dreaming about one of them, at the hospital, maybe even before that.
Dreaming about him?
Yeah, he just shows up in flashes. I don't sleep much.
You must be really shooken up.
Basically what I remember is that Greg stopped in to have his Jeep looked at when he got here. These guys seemed to hardly care about it, though. Greg was having a cigarette, and one of them kept staring, leering at me. You know when you make eye contact, someone usually looks away first? Yeah, this guy didn't look away. Next time I looked over at him, he was just laughing at nothing. Real creep.
Hmm. Let's try downtown.
I don't remember a fire, no. I remember running into the living room and then being hit, seeing bright lights for a second, or what could have been a fire, but it also could have been because I was hit.
The hospital said you had some minor first-degree burns on your body, and your hair had been singed a little at the tips. You have no idea where that came from?
No.
Something must have generated a lot of heat in there. We found some wax, too, and remains of candles. Do you remember those?
No.
We've had power cuts in the area the last few days. Maybe your friend stocked up on candles and lit some. Could have been what you saw in the living room.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so Heather's almost done. There we go. Got more stuff now.
Do you have any idea where this came from?
Ew, is that a tooth?
Yeah, appears so. It was wrapped in a cloth and tied with a string. We found it in a divot in the wall in the basement.
Wow, no.
It's human.
I wasn't expecting that. I said that shit was human, bro. And let me guess, y'all gonna sell me too? Big ass tooth.
It was in a pretty noticeable spot, in the middle of the wall in the basement. Don't think Alana's parents would have left it there. Why do you think it was there?
I don't know. The house was weird.
Let me try a guess. I think this sort of discovery and the location is often associated with voodoo magic. Are any of your friends into voodoo?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't think so either. You seem like pretty normal kids. And even if you were getting a little carried away that day, that stuff is all made up. It doesn't work. It's just not every day that we find something like this, though.
No, it's not. I don't think we have much more left. We found Alana's neighbor and are about to talk to her just to get some of the details you mentioned on paper. Since she lives right next door, but nothing you need to think about.
Are we going to the bar? Catch her act? She works at the bar where you were that night. Probably the same person you saw singing that night.
Nice. Got her.
I guess I don't know what I was expecting. We all went on the website at school before we left and read about it. How everything, like, different groups and religions have sort of a claim to the site. That it's this and that. Something for all their beliefs. Not Christian religions, but other types. More native stuff and the witch stuff. Satanists, Wiccans, I guess. I don't know if that's right. Emily and Greg were pretty into it. I thought it was kind of funny. Sorry, I guess I'm not feeling well. Looking forward to going home.
Thanks. This has already been super helpful.
Yep. And we'll leave it at that. And like always, I'd like to thank y'all for rocking with me, Foster Gamer, Foster Gamer. And with that, I catch y'all, love y'all, and peace out. Peace out.